Hello, I'm back. So I've been doing some rearranging, trying to make my life a little bit easier and still be able to take care of my girls. So I'm going to give you a quick tour of the new setup. But first, let's start with, look at this door. I can put more plants right here now because there's more light coming through. Before it was just a solid door with like that little moon on the top. This window here is offering so much more light. So I'm going to put some more plants up here at some point. But let's start at the bench. So right now I have my two zygopedilums and a couple of oncidiums, and then these two phalaenopsis, which I'm going to do another video because these are going to be our K-light experiment. I'm going to do one with K-light, one with regular. We'll go into it in another video, so make sure to look out for that. And if you do want to see that, remember to go ahead and subscribe so that you don't miss that. This is the Orange Kiss. I want to show y'all something. So the spike starts here. We go up, we go around, and she is still working on this spike. She's been working on this spike for months, and the buds, let's zoom in, do not have any inkling of trying to swell yet. So she is still extending. I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad. This is the longest spike that I've gotten from her since I purchased her. Now, look at this beauty. Look at this. Isn't she gorgeous? So this is the, let me make sure I say the name correctly. It's the Oncidium Celtic Sun Maya that I bought from Nick's Nursery. Now, when you're shopping for plants, this is kind of why I chose this one. There were others that had full open blooms, and that's not that important. What's most important with oncidiums is, if you look at the back here, this back bulb is nice and juicy. This back bulb is nice and juicy. And the bulb that she is currently blooming from is nice and juicy. And she has that new growth. Because this media, you can see all the moss and algae on top, so it's been there for a while. It's even coming off on my finger. She'll need a repot soon. So I'm going to enjoy the blooms, and once I see this growth growing a little bit more and I see roots coming from it, I will be repotting her regardless of whether she's still in bloom or not. I'd rather that new growth provide her new root system so she can bloom again for me later. Now, this section here is still the same. My poor amaryllis here has suffered since she started growing her leaves. I've had to cut them back about 3 times now. Somehow the first set of leaves got damaged, so I had to cut them. And when they came and did the door, they ran a cord through the window and the guy crushed the leaves. My fault, I should have moved these. I thought just moving the bench would be enough. Either way. Then up here are still the hanging baskets. Of course, Velvet is working on a spike there. And I will show you the blooms that I do have currently, because all the phalaenopsis blooms will pretty much be getting cut by the end of this month, March or April. But isn't Yin Yang gorgeous? Let me just show you. This is from her branch. Let me turn her around so you can get, look at that. Oh my goodness, she's just beautiful, just beautiful. And then our mystery orchids, the ones that I bought back in, I think it was 2019, the 3 in the basket, this is the bloom. Not bad. It's not one that I would have purchased had it been in bloom. Not going to lie, I'm not a big fan of this kind of purple. I like the more pinky purple, but she's not a bad looking plant. Look how big that flower is. I mean, granted, I have small hands, but still, beautiful, beautiful bloom. She only did 2. That's fine. I will be cutting those so she can concentrate on some more vegetative growth. Now the cucullata, for those of you who grow them, let's see if I can just zoom in, because I'm a little bit far away. Is that a possible, let me put my hand back there and see. There we go. Does that look like, oh, she's moving, don't move. That could possibly be a spike. It might be, or maybe she's almost ready to spike. But she's been working on that growth there this winter. And this table here, since I'm on the stool, we'll just kind of do it from a bird's eye view. But I do have my Vanda that I got from the Orchid Supply Store. This is the Vanda Somerset Pink crossed with Collade fragrance. And she is working on quite a few leaves over the winter. I have the Fred Clarkia After Dark here. She does not have any new growths yet. I've moved my Vanda Falcata over here. And then this is the other Vanda that I got from Orchid Supply Store, which is a sponsor of this channel. So if you like this net pot and then the bark that's in there is a Vanda bark, you can also get that at the Orchid Supply Store. Use the coupon code TRISH at checkout and you'll get 12% off. Spring is coming. Repottings are coming. They've got net pots, plastic pots, anything you can imagine for orchids and other houseplants as well. This one here is Peaches. She had a beautiful arching spike as well, but I don't know if you can really see. Let's see if I can get it at a better angle here. And let's see if we can, I don't know if you can see the kind of lines in there like she looks dehydrated. She's not now, but that spike was taking a lot of energy and those leaves kept dehydrating, so I did cut those for her to concentrate on some more vegetative growth. And then this is the Vanda, well, she's a Vanda, but it's RHV Culminaire. Anyway, she's also been working, so she's grown this leaf, and has a new leaf coming in, and they're all growing roots as well. Then we also over here have the Kingianum, which, if you can see, has 1, 2, 3 large growths, and then she's got a little small growth coming in underneath this growth here. My Renee Marquis, this growth right here, let's see if we can zoom in. This growth right here, she started over the winter and is progressing rather well. Moved a Miltoniopsis over here. This is kind of just a mash posh of things. My No ID Oncidium that I got from Trader Joe's back in May of 2022 has lots of new growths. She's going to probably be in bloom on and off throughout the year because of the way her growths are. So far, the first 2 growths that have matured since I've gotten her have bloomed. So I'm kind of expecting that off of each one. And as you can see, this growth here and this growth here are really close to the pot. So I may end up having to repot her this year. I'm going to try to push it to next year because I've got a lot of phals that need to be repotted. Then under here, what I did is my little stand. I have 3 phals on each level right now. And then over here, I moved my Cattleya, is it Spring Fragrance? Yes, Spring Fragrance. And I counted, guys, she has between 8 and 10 new growths. So I'm excited for that. Sherry Baby Mama, that is in the Leca setup, self-watering. Her new growths are just becoming stonkers, as you can see. And right here, so she's a lot easier for me to deal with here because I can stand and lift up instead of trying to pull her out of the back of a table. So that's why she's there. Still have my mounts up here, and look how crazy my Hawaiian treat is going with the roots. I'm loving that. And then back here, I move the terrarium. And I just want to see if we can find it. There it is. Do you see my new little leaf growth back there? The Hariella is working on roots. And then this Macotes in the front has a new leaf. I did put my Variegata in there, but it was too late. So then I did purchase another, let me stand back a little bit, 4 shelf here. I probably should have got a 5 shelf, but I was thinking a 4 shelf, I'd have enough room. But for now, I really like the way this looks. On top are mainly the Oncidiums. The Wilsonera, good news, guys. Look at this brand new growth, is continuing to grow, has not rotted. I am so excited about that. For those of you who are new, this one here, every new growth for the last couple of years has aborted and rotted. And I had made the comment that if this new growth did that, I was tossing it. Well, apparently she wants to stay. This is my pink dendrobium in Leca and self-watering. I don't know if I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to grow it outside again this year, see what it does. If not, I'm going to toss it probably because I do have another better looking piece. Hibiki is working on some new growth here. And then this is my antelope dendrobium. Sad news about my poor Sun King here. Is it Sun King? Wait a minute. I think I've got it confused with another one. This is the Oncastelli Wildcat Yellow King, not Sun King, Yellow King. Look at that beautiful spray. But look, this is why I moved her up here. I bumped her yesterday and she kinked, and I'm trying to make it not kink. So I'm just going to enjoy these probably for another day or so and just go ahead and cut that off. Even though I waited almost 6 months to see those because it's how long it took the spike to grow and bloom, but I'm just going to go ahead and cut her off. And I believe my Lindley here has decided to come out of dormancy because she has started a little bit of root growth. Do you see that little root? So what I've been doing is about every 3 days, I just kind of spray this just to dampen the moss. I'm not watering her yet, just dampening the moss to encourage that root to grow. Primarily on this shelf is the Cattleya and Brassivola nodosa. Then, of course, I have my Red Fantasy Sherry Baby. We have the Brasidium Golden White Knight, which is growing a, so far, normal new growth, but we'll see what happens. Excuse me. And then my Angraecum has finally shown some new growth. So I do have her now in a fresh new setup of primarily bark, perlite, and then there's a little bit of moss in there to help retain moisture. And then I do try to keep some water down at the bottom for added humidity. My Miltossia hasn't done much yet. I do have her now under the brighter light, hoping to get a new growth from her. Down here, I do need to get another set of grow lights to put on this shelf, but I have all of my Latoria types back here. So this one here is a new acquisition. It is the Snowflake. This is the Royal Chip that I got from Yoshi at Orchids by the Lake. And look, this is going to be the first time it reblooms for me, and I'm excited. This is the one that I got from Orchid Supply Store. Like I said, they have everything. They have orchids, they have plants, they have the supplies. Go there, use coupon code TRISH for 12% off, and it's a multiple use code, so you can go there as many times as you need to. Oh, and free shipping. But this is the, okay, the medicine I'm on, I can't keep my hand still. I'm just going to read it to you. It's Dendrobium Silver Wings crossed with Nita Spots. It says pink Latoriate on it, but she has so she finished off this new growth, and then she has a lovely, let me see if I can get back there. See that lovely new growth coming up there? Loving it. Twinkles are on the road to recovery. This one here has 2 new growths and some roots. My Roy Takanagua has not shown any new growth, but is growing roots. Another Sherry Baby. Again, I'm probably going to toss this one. I don't need 3 of the same type of plant as much as they smell nice. My Miltoniopsis that I again got in May of 2022, kind of moved over here, is in all moss setup now, and I keep that moss damp. I don't even wet it. I just, every 4 or 5 days, as I see it start drying, I just put a little squirt of water in there and let it go. But let me show you what else I got, guys. Bum, 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 bum. I got an actual Nobly. I hope, fingers crossed, that I don't screw this one up. But look at all the buds on here. So excited to see it. And it has, let's see if I can get it out real quick here. So this one is called, well, maybe. This one is called the Dendrobium Fancy Angel Lychee. And for those of you who've never had lychee, oh my God, it's so good. But she has this new growth, and then she has another new growth coming down there. Again, this needs to be repotted something fierce. At first I thought it was all moss, but there's bark in there too, and it's going over it. It has a little smell to it. But for now, I'm going to let her bloom out, kind of enjoy the blooms, and then once I see roots growing on those new growths, I will definitely be repotting this one. And she came already watered and wet. So Have to wait and see on that. And then the big shelf has the big girls up there. And I did move my Sanderiana up here just because she is going to be such a big girl, and she's doing fine. And then, of course, the summer novelties are here. This is all Cattleyas with a couple of Brassivola mixes in there. The Lois McNeil is going to bloom for us again. I don't know if you can see that or not, but obviously we'll show you the bloom when it does. And then the Hippodamia mount I moved over here for a little brighter light. Down here, again, just a mishmash of hybrid Phalaenopsis. Now, this is the gold staff. She was the first one to bloom and is still in bloom. Phalaenopsis I got from Ken, again, over at the Orchid Supply Store. She came with a spike. She did abort that spike, grew this little leaf, and then decided to spike again. I'll find a picture and insert it. They're beautiful, but I enjoyed those blooms for a couple of weeks and then trimmed that back. Soft Clouds. My big Harlequin, look at those blooms. Again, look at those big old blooms. She's just gorgeous. So this one has rebloomed for the first time since 2021. So I have not seen those for a while. And then again, down here is just a mishmash of different things. Oh, look at this. This is called a bear claw. Is that not just the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen? And it's fuzzy, like it feels like velvet. It's so pretty. And then in here, so this is to kind of help retain humidity for my Lavifolium, variation Aurum, because look at her, she's looking sad. But since I've been covering it up and keeping just a little bit of water again to kind of create humidity, not real high, but just enough, she is working on that lovely growth that we see, and then there's another one coming. Now this one I'm thinking I might put on a mount, or at the very least put her in here with some moss and bark mixture. I'm not sure yet, but for now I do keep her covered during the day, and then at night I leave it open because the humidity is a little higher at night. The Hariella 3-leaf, regular Hariella, and this is all that's left of my Bulbophyllum, guys. But it is currently now in a bonsai kind of gravel with some, what is this, pumice and some bark on top. I don't know if it's going to make it. We'll see. My Renanthera is doing really well. Look at this beautiful new root coming. Isn't that gorgeous? But over the winter, had finished out this leaf and was working on this one. So that one is doing well. And then beside there is the Montana Big Sky. She has 3 new growths on her. Then we have the Speciosa and the Bellina that we're hanging on the other side, getting about the same amount of light. And then my Kingidium Deliciosum, variation Hookeriana. Bum, 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 bum. We have a spike. Now, if that spike continues and develops blooms, yay, but if not, I know that she is going to, but the leaves, she still looks a lot healthier than the last one I had and is doing wonderfully. This one, I'm not sure if it's going to make it or not. We'll have to wait and see. But this is the other pink dendrobium that I have, Phalaenopsis dendrobium. That's why I said if the other one, I might toss that one. And then, of course, Queen Bear. Look at this. Not only is she giving me this lovely long spike here, but she's got a little branch here. And then my Shinyi Heart right here has her little bud that she should be opening soon. And then over here, I love this wall, guys. Look at this. Let me just stand back a little bit. I love this wall. I just love the way that looks. So we've got Phalaenopsis. That in the hanging basket is a type of a Hoya. Not sure what kind, but she's growing. And then down here, I was going to hang that basket on the wall over there, but then I set it there and I was like, oh, I kind of like that once I put plants on there. So that's what's over there. And that, oh, and then with my little table here, I've got a Peperomia, and then I put one of my Laudicea over here, Jewel Orchid. But that is the new setup. So go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. go ahead and subscribe so we can see and you can join on see how all of these grow this year, because a lot of those girls and those girls need repotting, refreshing. I'm expecting Mama Sherry Baby over here in the white pot to give us another bloom, and hoping that the BCT Hawaiian Treat blooms this year. She has some beautiful orangey yellow flowers. But either way it goes, go ahead and let me know if you like the new setup. And for those of you who don't know, I recently had neck surgery, and this is actually a lot easier than trying to bend down on the shorter tables, because these black tables, that's what everything used to be on. It's a lot easier to pull out instead of pick up. So kind of did that to help myself, but it also, look at the space. Look at that. It just makes it look so much more open. And then again, with this door, there's just more light over here as well. I hope everyone is having a beautiful day, and I'll see you on the next one.